I became a UN medical officer, and we worked for more than almost 10 years to eradicate smallpox. And when smallpox was eradicated, this is a little bit like having the most challenging task you could have in medicine. It really just attracted amazing people. And when smallpox was finished, we disbanded. When after a little while, we missed the adrenaline and the sense of excitement and camaraderie and sense of purpose, the feeling that you're doing something with your life that has great meaning and consequence. And so we decided we'd start our own organization. We got about $25,000, just as you say, over the transom. 5,000 of that was from Steve Jobs. And here we have this money, we have this idea, so we called together all the people in our Rolodex. I went through everybody I knew. Now, my Rolodex was a little bit weird, and it had a lot of people from the UN and WHO and epidemiologists from CDC and diplomats, but it also had Ram Dass and Wavy Gravy and a lot of our friends from the counterculture and the spiritual world. So, okay, we're all together now. We've got $25,000. We got this wonderfully diverse group of people. What are we going to do? Nicole Grasset, who had been my boss in the smallpox program, she really believed that the 42 million blind people in the world didn't need to be blind, and that we could build a nonprofit that would work alongside of the international community, alongside of the World Health Organization, and we'd be able to make great inroads in blindness. Dr. Venkateswamy, who was at the meeting, who happened to just be visiting Ann Arbor, was starting an eye hospital. So Nicole said, we will work with Dr. V in India, but we should at the same time tackle blindness in the most difficult country in the world, which was Nepal. And tackle blindness our way meant you first assess the problem, then you develop the program, then you do an evaluation and assessment, then you start over again. That's the epidemiological way. That's what we did in smallpox. So we started off with a survey of blindness. Now, Nepal, though, being a place with difficult terrain, if you do a random sample, some of those people are going to live in very remote, hilly mountains. It's hard to get to. So we had to get a helicopter. And we did. We got a helicopter and 5 ophthalmologists. And we took the helicopter and dropped them all over the country, and they did eye exams and did questionnaires. And Steve Jobs had said he would solve our database problems. He gave us an Apple II, number 11, and we did the data analysis in part in Kathmandu and then in part in Michigan, and we designed a program from that. Before we started, everybody said that most of the blindness was childhood xerophthalmia, vitamin A deficiency, or trachoma, an infectious disease. We were surprised to find that 2/3 of the blindness was cataract. It's an amazing journey. For years, Ram Dass would go on the road. Every time Seva would run out of money, Ram Dass would go on the road like Boxer in Animal Farm, and he said, I will work harder to raise money. Wavy would put on another concert. The Grateful Dead, I don't know whether they did 5 or 10 or 20 benefit concerts for us. And increasingly, Seva's donors have been more and more sophisticated in the field of philanthropy, high net worth individuals who've started to run their own businesses. Silicon Valley, success stories, other foundations, other international agencies. As Seva has gone from being this eclectic ragtag bunch that Margaret Mead would have been proud of, called together by one common denominator, the desire to serve. And that's, of course, what Seva means. It means, in Sanskrit, to serve. Since that moment, this idea of putting in good science, kind of a pinch of good humor, and a spirit of collegiality and spiritual motivation, I think, all those were the elements in the recipe that became Seva. It still is today. All those elements are still there. And now I'm so proud of the fact that more than 30 years later, Seva's projects have given back sight to more than 3 million blind people. I can't tell you how proud I am of where Seva is right now. It's just, it's thrilling for me that Seva could have become as absolutely wonderful as it is today.